for this. If you guys want to fight, bring all the school supplies you can find, and let's have a schoolyard brawl!
A schoolyard brawl!
Oh my! No countouts, no disqualifications. There must be a winner in this schoolhouse brawl. Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Oh! Hey! Samantha Smart, disciplinarian, getting pelted with the dodgeballs.
Randy's swinging.
Is disciplinarian using a notebook as a weapon? Oh! Randy Rara just used a textbook to take out Samantha Smart. She got the tennis racket. She's going after disciplinarian. She just swatted at her. And Samantha Smart just broke a ruler over Coach Campanelli on the outside. Oh, look at that. The chalk to the eyes. Disciplinarian has Randy Rara up, just slamming her down on that backpack. Who knows what else is in there? Oh! Samantha Smart just broke the ruler over the head of the disciplinarian, her own tag team partner.
What's in that pom-pom?
It was loaded with a stapler. Yeah! Randy Rara and Coach Campanelli get the victory.
Is that a glue stick?
Randy Rara has glued Samantha Smart's lips with a piece of that ruler.
Well, well, well. Now after the bell has rung and the dust has settled, guess Samantha Smart didn't quite measure up. You know, at the end of school, and we go to the sports, Coach is there to tell you how to win. And that's what we did. With Randy and Coach, we will do whatever it takes to win, because we never give up. And look who ended up on top. Coach tip number 1. You're welcome.
In our main event, we'll see the volcanic Tonga Twins challenge Miami's Sweet Heat for the Tag Team Championship of the world. Will the Fabulous Four lose their chokehold over the Wild Championships? We will find out in tonight's main event.
Introducing first, from Bassett, California, Robbie Rocket!
Robbie Rocket's here tonight. She's returned to Wild Women of Wrestling fans. And as we noted earlier, this is a big match tonight. Not the main event, though, because the main event, we all know the Tonga Twins are going to be in action, challenging Miami's Sweet Heat tonight for that Wild Tag Team Championship. But you got to love the Rocket. She's a flyer, Mr. Dickey and AJ.
And her opponent from the Carolina Coast, Sandy Shore!
Sandy Shore, this is her first match in Wild Women of Wrestling fans. Sandy, as many of you do already know from social media, she's a friend of Callie Ray, who's been missing in Wild due to that severe neck injury she sustained while she was surfing.
It's unfortunate what happened to Callie Ray, but she told Sandy that she wanted her to continue on. And the legacy of WOW, the legacy of Spring Break, is here in WOW with Sandy Shore.
Well, if you play with sharks, you might not be safe, right, AJ?
That's why I just stay in the pool.
Exactly.
It's a smart move.
Then only the chlorine can ruin your hair.
Robbie Rocket, Sandy Shore, gonna kick this match off. These two have never faced each other here in WOW. Sandy Shore making her debut. Robbie Rocket.
You like that bright green, AJ, that bright green?
I do. I was gonna say that gear might be some of my favorite.
I tell you, anybody in here, I like to see it under purple lights. Do they still do that? Like when I was a kid, they turn on purple lights?
Ultraviolet.
Black lights, black lights, all right. Let's see if they can get that. Black lights for Wild Women of Wrestling, have a black light match.
I might be a little afraid to put a black light somewhere in downtown LA.
Well, we could have Holodead in there.
I've heard of a dark match, but an ultraviolet match? That's something else.
Yeah, Sandy Shore in there.
Robbie Rocket, she's got Sandy Shore against the ropes. Irish whip. She comes back, going up for the crucifix. Into a sunset flip. by Robbie Rocket.
I've seen sunset flips before, but never fry that means.
Now Sandy Shore, she is a dynamo in that ring. Pure energy. Look at that bicycle kick, taking Robbie Rocket down, going into the cover. Oh, Robbie Rocket raked the eyes to kick out. She didn't just kick out.
She certainly did. Most people just turn their shoulders, but not the Rocket.
Oh, referee Paige Prinzivali's got her work cut out for her in this one. Robbie Rocket not one to adhere to the rules.
Rocket head right into the top turnbuckle goes Sandy Shore.
I was about to say that Sandy is all smiles and sunshine, but Robbie just wiped that smile right off her face.
She put a cloud in her sun.
She did.
Robbie Rocket, front face lock, going for a suplex. Delayed vertical suplex, allowing the blood to go to the head, then dropping her down to the mat.
Could this be the darkness?
Kick out.
No, not yet. We got the sunshine, we got the clouds. Now what's going to happen if Sandy loses? It'll be total darkness in
The
here.
Rocket is looking to blast off past the sun.
I like Robbie's attitude. She's got some spunk to her.
Into the small package.
Was that it?
That was a 3. Sandy Shore.
Here is your winner, Sandy Shore! Making her way to the ring from Columbia, South Carolina, G.I.J.
G.I. Jane making her way to the ring. Last time we saw G.I. Jane, she was being tasked by Samantha Smart to get Big Rig Betty and Holly Swag out of WOW.
Well, we had to ban Samantha Smart out of here, and now G.I. Jane's got to do it on her own, and she's not afraid of that. With all the competition she's had, everything she's overcome in her life to become a drill sergeant in the United States Army, many of us may not agree with her tactics, her attitude, and her discipline. But you gotta say this, she's made it in this world, you gotta respect it. And she's in singles competition tonight in WOW.
And her opponent tonight is the fiery Chantilly Cella, one of our favorites here at ringside.
The high flyer might take down the powerful G.I. Jane.
There's a G.I. Jane cheering section over there.
And her opponent from Indio, California, Chantilly Cella!
Lauren Hunkley is fabulous, I just gotta say it. And her father's here tonight watching her in action.
Yeah, he's got to be proud to see her just take it serious, but she's one of the best announcers I've ever heard.
Seriously, you don't say things lightly at all, AJ.
Chantilly Cella has quite a tall order, literally, in G.I. Jane. She's given up a lot of size here, but she's used to that most of her contests. Are we gonna get the cave?
Oh, yeah.
We got the cave!
Bonus cave!
Yeah!
I feel like it's your turn now.
All right, will you help
I had my
me?
moment.
Will you help me? Will
Yeah,
you
let's
help
get
me?
this on you.
Dress me now, AJ.
There we go.
That's right.
It looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good. I feel like I may have injured it.
It's looking good on you, David. That is your color.
Look
for
at
sure.
that.
Look at that.
Thank you, AJ.
You've
Looks
never
great.
looked better, David.
I understand the power of the cape now. I really do.
Hey, I did feel special with that cape on.
Lightning runs through you.
Meanwhile, this match isn't underway because Chantilly Cella trying to get G.I. Jane to dance. Meanwhile, G.I. Jane, that's,
Oh, making her do some push-ups.
Now G.I. Jane putting the boots to Chantilly Cella. G.I.
the
Jane is such a
power of
good
G.I.
drill
Jane.
instructor that
Yeah.
Chantilly Cella even followed her instruction.
I mean, wouldn't you?
I don't want to, I would not want to aggravate G.I. Jane, not at all.
I'm doing whatever she tells me.
Absolutely.
Nice arm drags. Chantilly taking over G.I. Jane. She was going to go up for the drop kick, but no, she reversed her thought process and then does the drop kick off the ropes.
Incredible
Nicely
drop kick.
done.
She's not just
out.
quick on her feet. She's a quick thinker. I think that's really smart.
Kick out by G.I. Jane. G.I. Jane struggling to get back to her feet here. Chantilly Cella, Irish whip reversed by G.I. Jane. G.I. Jane goes for the clothesline. Chantilly goes up for a crossbody, but G.I. Jane, pure strength, catches crushing Chantilly in midair. Hitting that world's strongest slam. Chantilly's down 1, 2. Kick out by Chantilly Chilla. I thought that was 3.
I mean, G.I. Jane caught her, and there was zero stress on her face. That was so casual for her to catch a woman out of thin air.
I mean, you got to think about what G.I. Jane's been through with her time in the military, time as a drill instructor, and my gosh, I mean, this has to be a cakewalk for her. Not that Chantilly Chilla is easy, but man, she's seen so many tough things in her life.
Some of those opening shots in her montage, she went out to that, I'll call it a mud jungle with steel fencing and crawling through the mud and showing us what she makes her recruits do was impressive.
Look at G.I. Jane taking pleasure in the fact that she's just stretching and bending Chantilly Chilla in ways that human body should not be bent.
But you can see so much of G.I. Jane's history in just the way she moves in the ring. She has seen things that are harder. She has been tested more than this before, and so she moves with such an ease and a grace, and she's so in control every second.
Now G.I. Jane just toying with Chantilly Chilla. Chantilly struggling for air. Referee Ben Scheinberg checking to make sure Chantilly can continue. G.I. Jane has that headlock locked in. Chantilly's trying to fight out of it. Easier said than done. G.I. Jane will not relinquish that headlock anytime soon. Look at her just cinching it in.
You can tell Chantilly is in trouble because she's trying to fight out but can't muster up her left arm to get the power behind it.
And G.I. Jane can take a punch, so they're not really phasing her.
Chantilly hit that knee to the midsection. I don't think she got all of it, though. She is definitely working less than 100% right now. Went for a chop, but G.I. Jane had it well scouted. Chop of her own! Ooh. Referee Ben Scheinberg continuing to check on Chantilly Chilla. She is not doing well in this match. Irish whip into the ropes. Vicious clothesline.
See what I mean? She hits the most beautiful, powerful clothesline, and then she just struts around the ring. I love it.
It's almost, you wonder if she did that with her, their subordinates there. Would she just mouth off to them and yell at them and then just casually walk away? That'd be more intimidating than being chewed out.
It is. I think that's part of her strategy, right? Just getting in their head.
Now G.I. Jane, listening to these fans, it's not phasing her one bit.
But I beg to differ. To be a champion, you got to go for those pins and take advantage of opportunities.
Oh, big boot to the chest of Chantilly Chilla. She's down. And the 3 count.
And just as I said it, she did it.
Here is your winner, G.I. Jane!
I mean,
Introducing first, accompanied by Angelica from Kingsland, Texas, Chainsaw!
Angelica Dante leading her older sister Chainsaw to the ring. Now Angelica Dante really has to do everything she can to reel in Chainsaw. Chainsaw's matches have been the result of a disqualification lately because she refuses to relinquish those chokeholds on her opponents. We've seen her do it to Keita Rush, Princess Aussie, and countless others. Tonight, she faces Steffi Slays, and if she gets disqualified one more time, you gotta believe she's gotta be out on her keister, right? She can't keep doing this. She can't keep getting away with this.
I agree with you. Steven. And I gotta agree with one other observation. There's zero doubt that Chainsaw has a new fire under her since Angelica Dante, her little sister, has taken over. I mentioned a couple weeks ago, but at that point it was an observation. Now it's undoubtable.
And her opponent from Dallas, Texas, Steffi Slays!
Here we have it, fans. A week ago, you saw Steffi's tag partner, Jennifer Flores, go in that ring and battle against the larger Reina Del Rey. And now this week on WOW, we've got a situation where Steffi Slays has to go in there and battle the larger Chainsaw.
Well, Steffi Slays and Jennifer Flores, they might be the smaller competitors in these matches, but they never say die and they don't quit. That's not how you get ahead. That's not how you climb the mountain. You've got to face these larger competitors. You've got to prove you can hang with them. If you don't, you get nowhere.
Well, since the very first day of her competition in WOW,
Steffi's taken on the bigger opponents. Abilene Maverick played a trick on her once. Steffi came up and found out her opponent would be the Beast. Steffi didn't back down. She went in there against the Beast and valiantly tried to beat the Beast. Of course, not doing so. Let's see what's going to happen here. Chainsaw, the bigger athlete, obviously in the ring, and Steffi's up for the challenge once again.
Steffi takes the bigger Chainsaw down with a headlock. Chainsaw right back to her feet, though. Steffi's got that headlock locked in again. Am I hearing correctly? Does Chainsaw have a cheering section?
Possibly. We're in Los Angeles, and they love horror in LA.
Nobody wants to lose their face. I think that's what's happening.
We've got the Cabinet of Curiosities down the street there. Maybe that's where Chainsaw and Angelica were before this match. I think that's the only way Steffi Slays can really scout two opponents like this. Oh no, Chainsaw just standing on the hair of Steffi Slays. Angelica Dante just cackling on the outside, cackling.
I mean, it seems simple, but it's one of those things. It's different from male wrestling. We've got all this hair, and it is vulnerable to just rip that right out of the scalp.
You know, AJ, I heard somebody talking about Angelica Dante earlier, and they used the word bruja. What exactly does that mean?
Well, it depends. Is she Latin? Is she a Latina? Because a bruja is a Latin witch. They run in my family.
Oh, do they? Okay, so there's a witch.
Essentially, it is a Latin witchcraft. It's a little bit more nuanced than that, but sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm terrified of Angelica Dante, so that fits.
Hey, brujas aren't evil. We're about healing, and maybe we'll put a hex on you if you earn it.
Okay, hexes, yeah. I say it makes sense.
Your definition or the definition? I think it's your definition.
Now Chainsaw just toying with Steffi Slays here.
You've always written your own rules, AJ.
No.
I do admire that.
I might need some brujeria to defend myself against Chainsaw.
I say, and Chainsaw's fans here in attendance tonight. My goodness, I never thought I'd hear people cheering Chainsaw. Do you think it's the face apron?
I think they don't. Oh, you know what? It could be that they A, don't want to be a part of it. B, they want to touch it, see if it's real. But
there
also,
it is.
Chainsaw's just kind of awesome.
Oh my gosh, Angelica Dante.
Kind of cool. Is she instructing Chainsaw where to attack Steffi's face?
She grabbed the nose and said what to do.
It's an instruction manual.
Oh, it's kind of sweet. It's like tutoring, you know? Big sister tutoring.
It is. It's like almost like a preschool tool there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like blocks.
Now look at Angelica Dante squeezing at one of those faces on that mangled apron of Chainsaw's. Now Chainsaw, what's she going for here? She's going, no! She's biting the fingers! She's biting her fingers! Come on, ref! Come on, ref! Stop that!
That feels illegal?
Because it is illegal.
Okay.
Steffi grabbing that finger, or fingers.
Flying forearm did nothing to Chainsaw.
Checking if all is there.
That one took Chainsaw down. Steffi Slays fighting back. That resolve, that spirit, the intestinal fortitude, Steffi Slays. She's coming back in this one.
She was going for that monkey flip, but Chainsaw said not today.
Oh no, Chainsaw's got her by the throat.
This is how she took out Keita Rush and others. Grabbing him by the throat and giving him the choke.
Did we see Angelica Dante actually reel Chainsaw in for a little bit there?
Does she want her to just punish her a little bit longer?
Did she say to choke her out or just not choke her?
I think she told her to ease up.
But now she's doing it again.
Sent down to the mat viciously.
Well, she keeps getting DQ'd for these chokes, so maybe Angelica wants her to actually win a match?
Well, like I said, you can only tolerate that for so long.
No one's brought this up, but Chainsaw might have to go in against Penelope Pink, the champ, once.
Oh!
See what viciousness it really is.
Hey, I know we're supposed to be unbiased, but could you imagine Penelope Pink locked in that chokehold by Chainsaw?
That's what I'm talking about.
I think Penelope can hold her own.
Big splash! 1, 2, 3. That's all she wrote.
Here is your winner, Chainsaw! The following contest is for the WOW Tag Team Championships, scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from the islands of Tonga, Chaos
WOW Tag Team titles. This is the match we've all been waiting for.
And they've been waiting for too. Sorry to interrupt you. They've been waiting a long time to get back into that ring with the Carlson Twins. And they want it tonight.
They want those tag team titles. They want them around their waist. They have continuously called the tag team titles theirs. In their mind, they have always been the tag team champions. Sweet Heat, Randy Rah-Rah, Coach Campanelli, nobody's held it. It's just been theirs.
Well, if it wasn't for Vicky Lynn McCoy, we might have those championship belts around the Tonga Twins' waist tonight instead of their opponents.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping we can at least see a fair fight. Two tag teams go at it, the best in the tag team division. That's what the fans deserve, and it's what the Tonga Twins above all others deserve.
Fans, we have to take a short break. When we come back, will the Tonga Twins get their fair shot at the Tag Team Championship?
And their opponents, they are two of the fabulous four from the Magic City. They are your WOW Tag Team Champions, Lori and Lindsay Carlson, Miami Sweet Heat.
And
We're waiting for him, the Carlson.
Wait a minute.
Hold it,
Wait a minute. Hey.
They come in through the back. They came in through the back door.
Lindsay and Lori just perpetrating a sneak attack.
They don't even have their championship belts on them.
Look at that.
Lana's carrying the belt. She came in through the front door.
That's a cheap shot. Come on.
Now she's handing the championship belts. Is this match underway or not? They're the champions, the Carlson Twins, Lindsay and Laura.
Is it too much to ask for a fair fight? Miami Sweet Heat, Lindsay and Lori have to turn over those belts to the referee. Now Chaos and Kona are in the ring. Let's get it on. Yeah. They're trading blows. This match is underway.
You know, sometimes you have to take those cheap shots as a compliment, because Sweet Heat just told Tonga Twins that they knew they needed to cheat immediately to get the upper hand.
Oh, Lana Star knows that Tonga Twins, if they get a fair shot at the championship, they're going to walk away with the tag team titles. Chaos in the ring with Lindsay Carlson tagging in Kona.
Chaos and Kona going to town on Lindsay.
Beautiful back elbow strikes to Lindsay Carlson.
Notice the enforcer isn't out here.
That's right.
Kick out by Lindsay Carlson. Well, you don't need the enforcer if you can perpetrate a sneak attack like what Miami Sweet Heat just did.
That's true, but it's got to be a little bit of comfort for the Tonga Twins to know that they at least have one less person on the outside to have to worry about. But Lana is still there lurking.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. Lana is the X factor for the Fabulous Four. Look at that, Lindsay just went flying. That wasn't a flapjack, that was a pancake.
And this is it. 1, 2. Thought we were going to have a changing of the titles.
I think Lori Carlson did too. She just hopped up on that second rope.
I thought we were going to IHOP.
Sorry, AJ.
I'm really hungry now.
They are open 24/7 though. We can go.
AJ, you're always thinking about food.
I'm always thinking, I'm always like pancakes.
But thank you for turning me on to those protein bars.
Yeah, David, I've never seen your energy higher for these shows.
What did I call them one time? Coachable bars?
Coaching bars.
Coaching bars.
They're also
bars.
that. They help coach your body, coach those muscles. I get it.
You know what? That's a sponsorship opportunity for Coach
I
Campanelli.
was thinking of a new candy bar, and we could make it known it. Coaching bars.
Meanwhile, back in the ring, it looks like Kona going at Lindsay Carlson there.
Lovely Lindsay's in trouble, and luscious Lori.
Lori Carlson, she is spoiling for a fight there on the outside. She wants to come into this match and show the Tonga Twins why they're the champions.
This is a championship match you're watching, fans. Tonga Twins have been waiting for what seems eternity to get into the ring and go against the Carlson Twins for those championship titles. This is their shot.
Kona whips Lindsay into the ropes. Lindsay with the big boot. Chaos going at her.
Oh my, over the
bridge.
top rope goes Chaos, and here follows Kona.
I mean, that's a smart strategy when your opponents are as powerful as the Tonga Twins. They have to take themselves out.
Wait, what's Sweet Heat going up? Oh my gosh!
Both of them flipping.
Double flipping sentons onto the Tonga Twins. Miami Sweet Heat full of innovative offense.
Lindsay getting wild out there.
This is Wild Miami Nights. Lori Carlson just tossing chaos back into the ring, while Lindsey Carlson taking a moment to jaw jack with some fans on the outside.
They've really come into their own Sweet Heat. When they started, they were a little bit more erratic. They were, they were here to have a good time and have fun, and they've always been very talented at so much promise. But now that they're champions, they have this confidence that they've never had before.
Well, it's like what I talk about with Penelope Pink. Nobody's saying that Miami Sweet Heat aren't talented. They are some of the best athletes WoW has to offer, but they don't need to resort to the tactics like Lana Starr. They don't need these opportunities. They can create them on their own.
They don't need it, but they love it.
I was going to say it. They love it, and they needed Lana Starr to take them to the next level, and she did it.
So disappointing to see athletes like this resort to underhanded tactics like these sneak attacks that we saw to start this match. Meanwhile, we've got Lori Carlson in there against Chaos. What's she thinking here? Big slingshot maneuver into the corner.
That was impressive just in itself. She didn't get her all the way up that she wanted to send her over to Lindsey, but boy, that was impressive.
Well, from my vantage point, it looks like Chaos's head bounced off that bottom turnbuckle. Lindsey Carlson taking it to Chaos here. Chaos needs to get to her sister Kona. She needs to make that tag. Meanwhile, Lindsey and Lori double teaming. Oh my God, flying forearm hit Lindsey. Lindsey just got whopped in the face. Meanwhile, they're pulling Chaos back to their corner. You may not like it, but that's intelligent tag team wrestling by Lindsey and Lori.
You're gonna want to keep her as far away from Kona as you can.
Kona is definitely the fresher competitor out of the two Tonga Twins right now. Chaos, again, she's got to get to her sister. It seems like the tide really shifted when the Carlsons hit those flipping sentons on the outside. Yeah. The Tonga Twins really didn't have a way to scout that or predict that at all. It's that unpredictable, innovative offense that Sweet Heat brings to the ring. And outside the ring, for that matter.
Both of these tag teams have greatly improved, I gotta tell you this. They're both oiled machines, and there you see it from the Carlson Twins. They're not missing a beat tonight as they're the champions of WoW. One thing's different though. The fabulous Lana Starr was always in the past looking for proteges, also to be like her chauffeur, her valet, etc.
Her personal assistant.
That's right. And this was different this time. Lana went out to get potential and did get champion professional wrestlers to represent her.
I mean, she scoured the entire country. We've got Sweet Heat from Miami. We got Vicky Lynn McCoy from Oklahoma. As Chaos hits the spear just flipping Lori Carlson inside out.
She's grasping and holding that either the throat or the chest of herself. So both of them are injured right now from that big power move.
Referee Jeff McGowan counting. Both competitors have to the count of 10 to get up. If this match ends in a draw, the Carlsons retain those tag team titles. That's not what they want. And here we go, Kona coming in. Clothesline taking down Lori Carlson. Back elbow.
Kona is dancing right now, possibly to a victory in the World Championship.
Little shake, rattle, and roll there. She's got Lori up.
Lori down for the press.
Belly to belly.
She's got to go now. Go now if you want those championships. And Lindsey flies
Look at that dive by Lindsey.
Off the feet and flying in with that right elbow was Lindsey, but she just caught a right hook right there from Chaos.
The savant kick taking Lindsey out of the equation. There she is.
Lana's getting up.
Wait a minute.
Who's this?
Hey.
Vicky Lynn McCoy. And what's going to happen now?
She just speared. Ring the bell. That's a disqualification. Come on. No. Vicky Lynn McCoy just hit the pink thunder on Kona.
By disqualification, the Tonga Twins.
Jeff McGowan has the championship titles.
But still, your WoW Tag Team Champions, Miami's Sweet Heat.
You've got to be kidding me. Come on. Come on. Not again. Lana Starr and the Fabulous Four found a way to steal another victory away from the